Okay, everyone, I would like to ask you to have questionnaires on the EE class. So I have 5 questions for you because I need to know what your thought regarding what is the disaster prevention actually. Okay, and let me lodge this. So this is the first questions, and don't worry yet. Just give your answer based on your current knowledge, and I will ask the same questions in the end of this class. So I will check. Oh, okay, you already learned some major point from this class. And the second question is that what is the monitoring? Okay, and the third question is that what is the principle of the monitoring plan? And the fourth, what are 3 R's of the monitoring? And the final, what will you learn or what will you expected from this class? Okay, so please help me to answer these questionnaires and before the 20. Okay, you can directly. I just not yet. Okay, I already showed in our EE class. Okay, so please help me to answer that. Okay, so can you see that right now?
I think we need to be accepted in the group. Yeah, I think we need to be accepted in the group.
Oh yes, sure. Okay, so guys, 你们看得到吗？有了 ，OK。好，let me go to whoops. So you already see some video from this disaster of the dam bridge or dam collapse. So next, I will show you the other issue of the disaster. Okay. So I already put the link, so you can directly click the link to this case of the Brazil dam collapse. Okay, so the next I will show you the failure or collapse of the bridge. Okay, so you can find this picture in 2000 and 2009, 2008. So in the Taiwan, we have a lot of problem of the bridge collapse during the typhoon event. Okay, can you guess why? 我们为什么会有这么多的断桥的意外 ？Why? Why? Can you give me some reasons? 来最后面的同学，对，你觉得嘞？
水流的变化大，水量的变化量大。
You mean that too much flows? 太多的水了。
对，就是因为夏季跟那个冬季的水量会差很多。
Okay, so based on your answers, I would like to say, if you are an engineer, when you design this bridge, what kind of the parameters or data you need to note first before you design the bridge? The flow, right? The flow is the most important at all. You need to know how much flow, especially during the typhoon event, right? So at least I know how much pier or how large piers we need to design to defend this kind of the flow, right? 所以你说水流会吗？你在设计的时候就应该要考量了，是吧？ So we should design at least you know that the factor of the safety, right? Maybe twice or much more. What is the factor of the safety? I'm so sorry. I don't ask your background. Are you in a civil engineering or
Energy.
yes, all of you. Okay, you only you
Ocean sciences.
ocean. Okay, but you already learned some the basic mechanism,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Yeah. So you know that we have the alternate force like the flow, right? And we have the resistance. Okay, like the for the soil we have the shear strength. Okay, for the material concrete we have shear strength. Okay, for example. So we need to design the factor of the safety much larger, at least larger than one, right? But for the idea of the uncertainty, okay, 基于不确定性, sometimes we need a double the factor of the safety, maybe up to the 2 or even 3. Okay, this is the idea of the factor of the safety. So mostly the bridge, it is supposedly cannot be destroyed by the flow, right? If you already have the parameter, or I mean the historic data of the flow, you know what is the maximum flow. So at least I need to defend this kind of the maximum flow during the typhoon event, right? Okay, come back again. So what is the most causes, or what is the most important influence factors for this kind of the collapse? Scoring. Yes, good. This is the right questions in the Taiwan. Do you know the scoring? 冲刷. So this is the pier of the bridge. Okay, so we may have a foundation, okay, and has some piles. So this is maybe the river surface, and this is the water, and this is the bridge deck. Okay, this is the cross section of. So if you already learned maybe the soil mechanics for the foundations, okay, engineer foundation, you know that we need the cover layer of the soil to provide the lateral strength of this bridge and also the foundation. But however, if we have a scour problem, 就我们讲的冲刷, what is that? We may find the loose of this soil. Okay, in Taiwan we may have a loose of this level. So you will see the piles of the bridge here. So for during that case, the stability of the pier will decrease during the typhoon event. So for the most case of this kind of the bridge, is due to the scour of the pier, bridge piers. OK， 就是我们讲的冲刷冲刷的问题。OK， so if you already know the cause or the reason of this kind of the disaster, what can we do? What can we do for the monitoring? If I know that this is maybe the most possible cause of the failure, what can we do? One way, monitoring, right? The other way, give the much more covers of the soil, as possible, right? But I think the last option is much difficult, right? You can support much covers during the typhoon event. I think it is very difficult. So another way is that the monitoring. But however, actually the monitoring for the scour monitoring is still very difficult. Okay, I will discuss the later. Okay, and this is the case in the Taiwan. Okay, there's a very big, deep slope landslide. Okay, for the highway. So in this case, I think maybe 4 people died because of the landslide. Okay, and this is also another cases of the failure of the bridge. So do you know that? Okay. The case, I think there may be a highway between the from Italy. So I think this is the original bridge. Okay.
Genova in questi minuti anche altri mezzi sia da Roma che da Milano e Torino, Cornigliano. È stato progettato questa struttura da appunto Riccardo Morani.
But I think this is not because of the scour. This is maybe the problem of the material. Okay. So you can find this is a very high piers for this kind of bridge. Right. So let me go to the next. So you already see some problem during the typhoon event, right? Okay, the landslide and also the collapse of the bridge. So right now I will show you some cases because of the earthquake. I'm so sorry. Is there any earthquake in France? No. Very okay. Okay. So right now, did you already experience the earthquake in Taiwan? Not yet. Okay.
Some people like every day.
Yeah, but this is very, very, very small. You can even understand that it already happened.
Feel one each year? Or?
You mean earthquake each year?
Yeah.
Yes. Actually, we may have 2,000 times of the earthquake, but maybe 70% is you can feel that it's a very small earthquake. But we have the intensity more. I don't know, more than right now the 3 or 4. We may have now the 9 degrees of the earthquake intensity, so maybe larger than the 3. You can feel that. Okay. So this is a picture. Maybe some of you just only maybe 2 years or 3 years old. It is 1999 earthquake, CHIH-CHUNG earthquake in the Taiwan. This is the most large earthquake ever in this century. So you can find in that time, this is a picture 20 years ago. Here you can find the building in the Taipei 松山。有没有人住台北松山那附近的 ？Okay, and also this is the building in the central Taiwan, and this is the picture in maybe elementary school. Right now, this is now a museum for the earthquake museum. So maybe check, maybe we can find some time to visit the museum. 有没有人去过了？地震博物馆。Okay, and this is the Sigang Reservoir. Okay, there's a fault directly underneath the reservoir. Some of you may say why we put the reservoir on the fault, because maybe 50 years ago the investigation of the fault is not so detailed and complete. So for that time we put the reservoir or the dam just on the top of this fault. Okay, and this is another picture during the typhoon, during the GG earthquake. This is the 9.23在南投. Okay, so this is the deep slope. Do you know what is the deep slope? 顺下坡. Okay, so we may have a mountain, and we have this. So if the direction, the deep direction, is most the same with the slope direction, so what we call the deep slope. Okay, so they will have a very high potential of the failure. Okay, for this case, this is the case of the deep slope failure. 顺向坡. Okay, and here you can find some lakes. 这就是我们讲的堰塞湖 because the deposit of the landslide here. This is the deposit of the landslide. Block the river. Originally, there's a river here. So block the river. Just I say the landslide dam. But this kind of the landslide dam exists permanently. 它就永久就在这里，它没有坏掉，它就创造出这个 lake, the landslide dam lake. Okay. And this is the outlet, artificial outlet, okay, for the lake. Okay, and the next. Here, this is the picture. 北海道, Hokkaido, in Japan, in the 2018. Before the earthquake, after the earthquake. So you can find there's a lot of what we call a shallow landslide. Shallow landslide. What is the shallow landslide? It's the mostly about 2 to 5 meter steps. Okay, I mean for the very big, like the Shaolin landslide, this is a very big landslide, more than 50 to 100 meter depths. But only shallow landslide is mean that only the cover of the soil have a movement. Okay, it's maybe 2 meters up to 5 meter steps. Okay, this is a shallow landslide. And this picture is 维冠大楼 about 2018, right? 17. I forgot the exact. And here, this is the 3D model. I need to open that. Oops. Okay, so let me show you the 3D models of this building in Tainan, 2016. Okay. So anyone already fly a drone or UAV before？ 有没有人已经玩过这个 UAV 的？有吗？哦，UAV is maybe in the near future become one of the monitoring technology. Okay. Let me full screen for you. Need some time because there's a detail. Okay, all these pictures are took by the UAV, and we have a 3D model after based on the photogrammetry technology. So this is a 3D model. Okay, so you can find the collapse of this building can be easily understand by the 3D model. So let me enlarge. Oops, too much. 过头了。I don't know because maybe in that time the pixel of the photo is not so big. I mean the pixel, you know, the right now if you have a cell phone, the pixel of the camera may be up to the 1000 million 10 million, right? Okay, so but you can find this is actually the rescue people, okay, wearing the red suit, okay, but however the pixel is not so good, so you can find the detail is not so good so far. Okay, and so this is the 3D model from the UAV, and the next I will show you the another 3D models in the Hualien earthquake. Oops. Take some time. Okay. Sorry for that. Because of you need to account and the password. Okay, let me try later for you. Okay, and next I will show you the video in the last year. Can you see that? Let me repeat again. Okay. Okay, for this case, there is no rainfall or earthquake. I mean that before the slides, I just already show you the case of because of the rainfall or the earthquake, right? But for this case, there is no rainfall and there is no earthquake. So what is the problem of the bridge collapse? The structural problem, yeah. But if you are a structural engineer, can you point much detail? The tight, yes. The cable, the steel wire, right?
Yeah.
So you can find some, you can find some problem before the collapse. Okay, let me show you again. Please check this area. There's some cable. Okay, so this is another issue. That's what we call the structural healthy monitoring. This is another issue, right? Okay, so I just want to let you know there's a lot of issue regarding monitoring. Okay, if you need some warning, or you need to protect the people or lives, the monitoring is very important. Okay. So besides the engineering problem, right now I would like to show you the environmental problem. This is the last project. Okay, what is the last project? They developed some airbox to monitoring the PM 2.5, the concentration of the PM 2.5. Do you know the air pollution? Okay, the air particle, small particle. Okay. So they provide a very simple kit, the airbox, to monitoring the PM 2.5 in different location. So finally, you can find a map of the pollution at all. Also, there are some application of the monitoring for this. This is the parking issue. Using the IoT technology, an in-ground sensor is buried under the parking area. So, for your guess, what kind of the sensor should we have? Maybe you already get some. Go to the supermarket for the parking area. You can find the green or red light. Okay, for the easy parking. But how can we do that? Did you ever think about it?
Weight?
The weight. This is one possibility. Another? Light. Okay, just open the door, close the door, the infrared light. Yeah, that may be. Anything else? 金属 metal detection. Yeah, maybe. And what else? Okay. For the most indoor parking area, we may have some kind very easy the vision or the light detection. Okay, so if you go to the supermarket for the parking area like the Costco, I'm not sure if they have some camera. They use the vision detection technology trained by the AI. This is a very hot topic so far. Okay, 他们用 AI 去训练有车没有车。Okay, this is one topic. But for the outdoor parking area, I think this is not so easy to have a camera for each park space, right? So somehow the weight or the metal detection will be used for this kind of the purpose. 好 Next, not only the environmental, right now the smart house will use the monitoring. So I think maybe some of you may have the different kind of the sensors in your house, right? The camera, and also some the detection of the power supply adapter. This is adapter, wireless adapter, so you can know how much power you used. Okay. This is a smart house, and for the outdoor, if you have a garden, you may have a kind of the soil moisture sensor. okay, or the humidity sensor, like this one. So this is a smart garden. Okay, so we can expand it to the hotel, hospital, or resort. This is the idea of the IoT, Internet of Things. And also healthcare. 有没有人戴手环 ？Is anyone wear the Ring or the Watch or the Apple Watch or the Xiaomi? No, no one. Okay, you can detect how much steps each day. Okay, and you can detect if you have the Garmin or the Apple Watch, you can detect your heartbeat, right? So this is also the monitoring, but for the health care, right? So I would like to say this is a lot of application for the monitoring, depends on your purpose. Okay, so I would like to say in this class, I will show you the idea of the Internet of the Thing for the basics. Okay, so here,
an umbrella, a shark, a houseplant,
this is a very quick video for you.
And a smoke detector have in common. They can all be connected online, and in fact they are. By 2022, it is expected that more than 1 trillion sensors will be connected to the internet. If all things are connected, it will shift the way we do business and use resources, and will eventually yield massive amounts of data. But who owns this data, and how safely will it be kept? By 2020, around 22% of the world's cars will be connected to the internet. That's 290 million vehicles. And by 2024, more than 50% of home internet traffic will be used by appliances and devices, rather than just for communication and entertainment. In this scenario, what if your car or your home got hacked? The Internet of Things raises huge questions on privacy and security that have to be addressed by governments, corporations, and consumers. But if we get things right, it will also bring unprecedented efficiency to processes that will no longer be offline. Imagine cows in a farm being monitored to obtain health reports that will help farmers feed them better, or tracking the behavior of complex industrial machinery, preventing accidents and shortening downtime for maintenance. All kinds of devices will be able to gather and share any type of information from their environment, seamlessly organizing themselves to make our lives smarter and safer. A world where all things are connected is going to bring endless opportunities for most human activities. But it will depend on us whether we are going to take advantage of it, or let it take advantage of us. Will data be collected, shared, and stored to improve our lives, or will it be used to control us?
So this is a lot of issue besides, but I would like to say in this class I try to use the advantage of the IoT for the monitoring. Okay, yeah, and the next is another Internet of Things from the IBM.
The Internet of Things is changing much about the world we live in.
It uses a car for the example.
And even how we get energy for our homes. Sophisticated sensors and chips are embedded in the physical things that surround us, each transmitting valuable data. Data that lets us better understand how these things work and work together. But how exactly do all these devices share such large quantities of data? And how do we put that information to work? Whether we're improving the production of a factory, giving city residents real-time updates on where to park, or monitoring our personal health, it's the common Internet of Things platform that brings this diverse information together and provides the common language for the devices and apps to communicate with each other. The process starts with the devices themselves, which securely communicate with an Internet of Things platform. This platform integrates the data from many devices and applies analytics to share the most valuable data with applications that address industry-specific needs. Let's start with a simple example, a car. After taking a long road trip, Rebecca notices that her check engine light has come on. She knows that she needs to have her car looked at by a mechanic, but is not sure whether it's something minor or something that needs immediate attention. As it turns out, the sensor that triggered Rebecca's check engine light monitors the pressure in her brake line. This sensor is one of many monitoring processes throughout the car, which
I
are
think this
constantly
is from the
communicating with each other.
perspectives of the
A component in the
industrial
car called the diagnostic
factory,
bus gathers the data
the
from
car
all these sensors,
factory.
then passes it to a gateway in the car. The gateway integrates and sorts the data from the sensors. This way, only the most relevant diagnostic information will be transmitted to the manufacturer's platform. But before sending this organized data, the car's gateway and platform must first register with each other and confirm a secure communication. The platform is constantly gathering and storing thousands of bits of information from Rebecca's car and hundreds of thousands of cars like hers, building an historical record in a secure database. The manufacturer has added rules and logic to the platform. So when Rebecca's car sends a signal that her brake fluid has dropped below a recommended level, the platform triggers an alert in her car. The manufacturer also uses the platform to create and manage applications that solve specific issues. In this case, the manufacturer can deploy an application on the platform called the Asset Management System. This application oversees all of their customers' cars on the road, as well as all the parts in their warehouses. It uses the data from Rebecca's car to offer her a potential appointment time to service her car.
Okay,
directions
because it's
to
a
the
very
nearest
long
dealer, and a coupon for the
video,
service.
so I stop here. So I try to let you know that the IoT is just a tool, so you can use this kind of the tool everywhere. Okay, depends on your purpose. Okay, so let me go back to the structure of the IoT system. I would like to say I like to divide it into three parts. The first part is the sensor, right? You need a sensor to detect all the movement or signal from the environment, right? And the second part is the transmission. Okay, you can use the wireless like the 3G or 4G, or right now is extended to the 5G, right? And just as I said, another new technology, low power consumption of the wireless, like LoRa, Sigfox, NB-IoT. Okay, through this kind of the communication technology, we put all the data into the cloud or the website. So how can we do? Right now we have a big data analysis. Oh, so this is another course you can learn. So this is the typical structure of the IoT system. So I will show you mostly in the first part of the sensor technology. And I would like to combine the LoRa and also very easy cloud computing platform to let you develop integrate of the system to monitoring the safety of the slope next our campus. So I will go through in this class. But just as I said, the IoT is just a tool. So you can use the different kind of the applications. I'm so sorry this is in Chinese, but this is industrial tracing, the smartwatch or smart telegram, okay, and also the what is that? 农业. I forget agriculture, all right, and the smart city, and also the smart house, okay. And there's some textbook, but I already show you in different kind of the books. So again, this is another link. Forget me, I need to go to the link again. Okay, so guys, I already showed some the picture and the video regarding the different kind of the disaster, right? So you have a first homework. Please, using this website or more than that, if you try to have some good example, please each of you to find a case of the disaster. Okay, and maybe have a 5 minutes of the presentation to tell all the students that what you found in this disaster. Okay, for the case Titanic, you can describe the Titanic problem at the first, and next you need to think about if you try to stop or have a pre-warning of this kind of the disaster like the Titanic. What can you do? Okay, so this is our first homework. I would like to ask you to find some historic disaster like this. I already showed the 23 engineer disaster of all time. The first one, what is that? The Hindenburg disaster, catastrophic. What is that? Ah, yes. This is a disaster in that time. Okay, explosion, right? Okay. So this is the first one. He already showed that, and the second one is the bridge failure at Quebec, right? In maybe in Canada, right? Actually, there's a twice of the failure of this bridge. Okay, and the third one, Titanic. Okay, so you can choose, but you need to discuss with each of you. Okay, because maybe right now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. But actually, there's some unsure student, no-show student. Maybe we have 15 students in this class. So you can discuss later. So I think maybe we can use a line group to discuss your topics. Okay. So there's a lot of disaster. Francis Dam. Okay. And this is another bridge, Tacoma. Tacoma Bridge. Okay. So I think I leave this website for you. Of course, you can choose the other material if you can find. All right, right? And finally, okay. So, how many days can you prepare for this homework? 2 weeks. 2 weeks.
Sorry.
Yes.
How many cases that we should to find?
Each one find only one.
Only one.
You need to show because only 5 minutes for you to prep for the presentation. Okay. So guys, please give me a 5-minute presentation of the disaster. Introduce that and tell me what can you do after the 2 weeks. Okay. And for the first part of the introduction, is stop here. And because I already collect several of the okay, let me see. It's a big problem of my computer. Okay. So I will show you another video. Rockfall. Let me check with the time. Okay, here. I will show you some different video because there's a lot of video. This is a very big landslide.
山坡 坡上大片土石快速往下崩落，居民看了惊呼连连。整个山坡扬起沙石尘土，画面
Okay, it is in the mountain area, so I think this is a very big landslide so far. Okay, and the next I will show you the this is the riverbank bridge. It is the same. Okay. Next. If you want this kind of the video, I will put into the website. You can download it. This case is a rockfall. This case is a rockfall.
有在摇，地震，摇很大力耶。
Actually, I don't know why he just put over next by. Wow. Okay. Let me show you again.
摇很大力耶。
Wow. Very close.
地震。
Okay. So you can think about it. How can we have a pre-warning of this kind of the rockfall? Right? Next, because we still have maybe 2 minutes. This is a landslide in China. You can see it is supposed that it's a shallow landslide and finally it's a big landslide. This is the rock slope. So I just remind you again, if you are an engineer, how can we do? Right? Okay. So I will put all this video and this is another dense slide. Okay. Okay, actually I have another material. Let me take your only another 5 minutes. Okay? Let me find some material for you. Oh, oops. Okay, I think that's all. Okay, so I will open first homework in the EE class platform. So each one of you should upload the presentation file to the EE class. Okay? Any problem? So next week, no more Thursday class. We will start it at 9:30 a.m. At Friday. Okay, so see you guys next week.